Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you'll be doing well. Today we are going to start our lesson with the grammar part of the poem Daffodils. So the first topic in grammar part is collective noun. Dear students, you have been reading and you have been learning about nouns since your childhood, and we know all the different kinds of noun. So collective noun is one of the kinds of noun which is a singular noun, but it refers to a group of people, animal or things. For example, if there is a singular name like committee, now it includes the collection of some people, collection of some group maybe. So that is how apparently it is singular, but in depth there are so many things or people or can be objects in a singular collective noun. For example, crowd. In this poem, it refers to a collection or a large number of daffodils. Now here, crowd is taken as singular, it is written as singular, and it is spoken as singular. But in depth, if we see, then it is the collection of a large number of daffodils. So the collection of things, objects, or animals that are referred to as a singular group or a singular word, so that will be a collective noun. Now the exercise question is write a collective nouns of the following. Now we have these four collections of different things have been given. We have to tell the one singular collective noun for these words. A collection of ships is called fleet. A collection of singers is called band. A collection of cattle is called herd. And a collection of soldiers is called army or police. So the next question we have is underline the prepositions of place in the poem. Now dear students, we already know that prepositions tell us about what is the position of the subject. And if that is related to the place, then that preposition will be called as preposition of place. Now you are supposed to underline the prepositions of place in the poem. For example, let me give you an example in the poem: on, over, beside, beneath, etc. These all are the prepositions of place that actually tells us the place of daffodils, maybe the other objects and subjects that are being used in the poem. So the next question we have is use the following prepositions in sentences of your own: behind, beside, next to, under, over, along, and across. These all are the again prepositions, and you have to use the sentences of your own. The next topic we have is conjunction. Now dear students, conjunction are basically the words that we use to join two sentences, two words, or maybe two clauses, and it can also join two phrases as well. For example, we have different types of conjunctions. We have the conjunctions of coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Two major types of conjunctions. Now, coordinating conjunctions basically join two sentences of equal rank or two main clauses. For example, I say, he is a boy and he eats apple. Now here, he is a boy is a complete clause and he eats apple is again a complete clause. Now, and is basically joining these two clauses, so that will be a coordinating conjunction. So basically, it coordinates two clauses. So that is why it is a coordinating conjunction. So the list of coordinating conjunctions are but, or, nor, either, also, however, only, so, hence, etc. And the subordinating conjunctions are the conjunctions that join sentences, one of which is dependent on the other. Means one is the main clause and second is the subordinate clause, and these two clauses are joined by a subordinating conjunction. Dear students, quickly let me tell you that subordinating clause is the clause to which we cannot understand the meaning of the sentence independently. We have to be dependent on the main clause to understand it completely. So, the Subordinating conjunctions are because, that, while, unless, as, when, since, if, through. So any sentence that includes these kind of conjunctions, that sentence will be called as complex sentence, and the conjunction will be called as subordinating conjunction, and the two sentences that are joining these conjunctions will be called as independent and dependent clause respectively. So moving to the next exercise, that is fill in the blanks with appropriate conjunctions. He ran fast, but he missed the train. Now here, he ran fast is a one sentence, one independent clause. He missed the train is an other independent clause. So definitely two independent clauses are joined by a coordinating conjunction. Now which coordinating conjunction will be suitable for it, you can easily get through the list of the examples. Wait till I return. Now here till is the subordinating conjunction because we have only a single phrases. I return is one clause and wait is just a word. So it is being joined by till because this wait is dependent on I return. Hope you understand. Work hard lest you should fail. Now lest is again a conjunction. It might be new for you. It's mean not that. Not that. It is used instead of a phrase not that. I did not come because you did not invite me. Now here because is telling us the reason of the first clause. So that is how the second clause is dependent on the first clause. That is why it is a subordinating conjunction. So we'll use the subordinating conjunction in it, that is because. You will get prize if you deserve it. Again, this is the independent clause, this is the dependent clause, and these both clauses are joined by a subordinating conjunction if, because it shows or it tells us about a condition. So dear students, the last exercise is use any 5 coordinating conjunctions and any 5 subordinating conjunctions in sentences of your own. You can make the sentences from this exercise as well. You can take the help from your previous lessons as well. You can find out what are the sentences that in which the conjunctions are being used and you are supposed to make sentences. So this is your assessment and this is your homework at the same time. So take care of yourselves and Allah Hafiz.